Page 15, on top of old Smoky. 3/4 time, no sharps or flats. Just going to use the white keys this time. We have a pickup beat in the right hand. Let's talk about these hands one at a time. We'll start with the right. Coming in on beat 3. If you look at the last measure at the bottom, it's got 2 beats in it, a half note. So you put the 2 together, you have your 3 beats you need for a full measure. We're okay. We're just coming in on beat 3. And look at these first notes here in the first few measures. You have a C. We had this pattern in the previous. It's a C chord extended. You're going octaves and the chord's in the middle. It's very common. And that's all we're doing. And then you're collapsing and you're in this position. Second line, second measure, that G is, you're holding that out for a long time. Then at the end of the line, second line, it's the end of a phrase. You lift up and move down to do it again. Except this time in the third line, you're staying in this position. So it's 1, 3, 5. The bottom, that C, starting on the second measure, is held out for almost 3 measures. It's a long way. And then you lift up. There's a difference between playing repeated notes, like at the beginning you have the 2 C's. There's not a lot of silence between them. There's a little bit because the piano will automatically give it to you when you play repeated notes. It just happens. But when you're in the first ending there at the bottom, and those 2 C's, one ends a phrase and one begins a phrase, I can't talk, that silence between them is longer. So it's like a breath. So here, and then you, like so, just a little longer. You're cutting the half note C a little bit short so you can have some silence is all. Because the beat goes on. The beat has to be there. Now on the left hand, we have the broken chords again, like we had before. And this time we get the F chord. So we have the C chord, the F chord, the G7 chord, and the C chord. These are the chords we're using. They're the 3 primary chords in C major. So it's just you're getting these broken chord patterns. And again, I'm just transferring weight from finger to finger. It's all legato except for the rests when you have to rest. Go to put the hands together. What do we have? 1, 2. Like so. And then you get the rest of it. I hesitate playing too much for you because I don't want you copying me. I give you an idea what it sounds like, but I need you to be able to read the music and understand what you're reading and be able to do it on your own and have the confidence you're doing it correctly. You can always come back and check it with me later on in the Play With Me section, but when you're first learning it, I prefer you try and figure it out on your own first. Now at the bottom, first and second endings. I can't remember if we've had them before. Apparently we have. They don't say anything about them. So you're going to go down and you do the first ending with a repeat sign. Then you repeat back up to the top to the reverse repeat sign. And you play it all again. And this time when you get down to the bottom, you don't do the first ending again. You only do it once. At that point, you skip the first ending, skip that measure, and you do the second ending and finish it at the endings. And that's what we'll do in the Play With Me. We'll do it that way. You have to be a little careful at the bottom there when you go to the second ending. So look at the last 3 measures. You got to measure with it's a dotted half note in the right hand, and then another measure is the first ending where that C is tied over. Well, in the second ending, that C is also tied over. You see that the line underneath the C that goes to nowhere? That's a continuation of this tie from the measure before the first ending. So when you get to the second ending, don't play that C again in the right hand. Just hold it down. You're still tying it. You only play the C in the left hand to add to, right? So the last 3 measures go for the second ending. Skip the first ending. And the last 3 measures here. You just play the left hand C. You're holding the right hand C down there. So it's a little confusing sometimes because those lines are small and are hard to see. The line above it, the curved line, that's still part of the phrase mark. This is a problem when that curved line does multiple jobs, because you got to keep them straight. Dynamic, that's just sort of, it's a suggestion. You decide, and don't play it all one level. Medium. Don't stay at moderately loud through the whole thing. Feel it, get to know it and feel it, and come up and down a little bit. Yeah. You can come out a little softer there. This could be a little softer here. So experiment and come up and down and with these. If you have a teacher, they can help you with this. Otherwise, you just got to get to know the piece well enough. You experiment with the dynamics, but that's after you get to know it. And you're feeling this thing. You got to feel this music. It can't just be mechanical all the time. Ugh. Music is emotion. I like to do the play with me, mechanically. I'm going to give us 2 casts because we come in on beat 3. And let's play it together to make sure you have the correct notes and the correct rhythms. I'm not doing any dynamics, just notes and rhythms. That's right. And the phrasing in the right hand. Put your hands where they go and let's start. Ready, go.